This week in our Missing series, we focus our attention on a little girl named Ava Grace Baldwin. She was just 6 years old when she was reported missing from her elementary school in Texas.
The indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims.
Saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside.
Kids have like an hour left, so get extra comfortable because this thing turns into something that when y'all get older y'all don't want to come to.
Y'all, the courtroom turned incredibly tense. Cassie reportedly broke down in front of the jury, revealing details that caused even more people to question Diddy. But what really caught everyone's attention wasn't just the alleged recordings from the so-called freak-offs. It wasn't even the reported $20 million hush money. Instead, people focused on newly resurfaced footage, a video Diddy likely wishes had never become public, showing him spending time with a young white girl named Ava Baroni. She reportedly called him Papa Combs, and he claimed that he had adopted her. However, he never legally adopted her. So why was he introducing the young girl as his daughter? Why was she reportedly telling people that she had met his children, Delilah and Jesse, when she was only 6 months old? And perhaps the biggest question of all, why has she not appeared publicly now that Diddy is standing trial?
She was only 11 years old when she was kidnapped and drugged with jelly beans and flown on a private jet to New York. And that picture with the girl on Diddy's lap with the D&G sweater, that's her. She's 11 years old in that picture. They put those clothes on her. They did her makeup.
They're looking for that they took out of there.
They're trying to understand what was really uncovered. This is where Cassie's testimony leads to a picture that appears far deeper than many expected. So get ready, because there's a lot to unpack. Cassie Ventura entered the courtroom carrying both evidence and emotional pain. What she described wasn't only about her personal experience. She alleged it reflected a larger pattern built on secrecy and deception. According to Cassie, Diddy used the alleged freak-offs to maintain control over her, at times pressuring her into encounters with strangers, and at other times threatening to release recorded footage if she refused. She claimed this happened repeatedly. Cassie also alleged that he once played a recording on a commercial flight as a warning for her to comply. She testified that the emotional strain became so overwhelming she once tried to walk into traffic, saying that if her now husband had not stopped her, she believed she would not be alive today. The case also extends beyond Diddy's trial itself, with federal prosecutors alleging that he operated a broader criminal enterprise with assistance from people close to him. Then the discussion shifted to claims that Diddy presented himself as a devoted father, successful businessman, and protector, while allegedly using children and a carefully crafted family image as part of that public persona. That testimony led many people to once again question the story surrounding Ava Barron.
I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents that you're my child also. Please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a good man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and stay with and see it.
Interesting thing is the potential of what could come. We know that P. Diddy had 7 kids. One of them he actually really did adopt, Quincy. And there's a lot of questions about, did these kids attend the party? If Ava was his adopted daughter, whether real or not, was she treated like a child? And what are the implications with her being treated like P. Diddy's other kids?
So you're saying she could potentially be a witness for the government if she observed any of this criminal conduct. That's something that we're thinking about.
Now, if you thought this was a formal adoption, later reports from TMZ stated that Diddy never filed any legal adoption paperwork. According to those reports, the video was described as a skit that was supposedly meant to be funny. But many people felt there was nothing amusing about the footage. Think about it for a moment. This didn't appear to be a simple family friendship or an ordinary sleepover situation. It involved a young girl who was shown as being brought into Diddy's home, with very little publicly known about how that relationship began. That raised more questions. Where did Ava come from? Who are her biological parents? Reports claimed that Ava Barron's parents were close friends of Kim Porter, Diddy's longtime partner, and the mother of the Combs twins. Kim Porter passed away in 2018, with the official cause listed as lobar pneumonia, although her death has continued to generate public discussion. Then another detail drew attention. Reports suggested that Ava's parents distanced themselves from Diddy after Cassie's allegations became public. They did not publicly defend him or comment further. That left people wondering why they had allowed Diddy to present himself as Ava's adoptive father, even informally. Was it connected to Kim Porter? Was there another understanding between them? Or were they simply hoping to give their daughter opportunities through Diddy's connections in the music industry? After all, Diddy had long been known for working with new artists, especially during the Bad Boy era and the revival of
If there's a round of kids, it's a trafficker. P. Diddy gets a round of kids. Let's say that round of kids had Justin Bieber in it. There's contracts, okay? There's contracts for codes within that person. So they can take a remote and turn that person off. Britney Spears, when they want to. Lindsay Lohan, when they want to. Amanda Bynes, when they want to, okay? So let's say there's a contract for Justin Bieber. When P. Diddy has a hold of Justin Bieber, he now owns half of those codes. If Usher had the same contract and trafficked Bieber out to P. Diddy, okay, Usher and P. Diddy now have parts of Justin Bieber's contract. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if one goes down, the other side of the code has to go down. If there's a property linked to that person, Kevin Hart, because they had something to do with the trafficking of Bieber, then their property will go down because there's a code to that property. There's a code to everything. Your social security number is like a code. Okay, but depending on the level of MK Ultra, people have auctions for the codes on that person. So they can use a remote to them, like a TV, and shut them down, turn it up, use somebody else, change it whenever they...
But if they chose to distance themselves now, what does that suggest about what they may have witnessed behind the scenes? That has become one of the biggest questions, especially as Diddy's legal situation has expanded with government searches, multiple lawsuits, and criminal charges. Meanwhile, Ava Barron has completely disappeared from public view. Some people believe she was removed from the spotlight for her own safety, while others think her parents may have taken her back to prevent her from becoming involved in the controversy. But some continue to ask whether there is something more to the story. Could Ava know something the public does not? She reportedly lived at Diddy's home, was treated as part of his family, and was present during gatherings and events. No one knows what she may or may not have seen, but some have questioned whether she could possess important information. Cassie's testimony also included allegations that Diddy pressured her into encounters with other men in hotel rooms while he watched, and later threatened to release intimate recordings after she began seeing Kid Cudi. Some online commentators have compared those allegations with Ava's situation, pointing to the public videos, the unclear adoption claims, and her reported closeness to Diddy's family. They argue that it reflects a broader pattern in which influence, trust, and emotional control were allegedly used in relationships involving artists, romantic partners, and, according to those claims, even the young girl.
Cassie in court, reportedly tearing up on the witness stand as she testifies against ex-Diddy in his trafficking trial.
It'll be interesting to see how they react and respond to the alleged victim, Cassie Ventura, because she is expecting her third child and is clearly pregnant. So how jurors will kind of see that or visually how they take that into consideration, we don't know. But really, they're supposed to make sure that they stay fair and impartial and pay attention to the facts, which is something even the judge warned them about before they were official jurors.
Diddy maintains his innocence against all charges brought against him. Cassie, the prosecution's key witness in the case against the embattled mogul.
The defense acknowledged that the videos of alleged freak-offs will be shown, but that those videos, they said, didn't come from the government's investigation so much as it came directly from Cassie's phone. But they were essentially trying to raise doubt about why did she hold on to these videos, and again making this argument that this case is about love and infidelity and money. But the prosecution is saying, no, you will hear from witnesses that will tell you that they were abused, they were kicked, they were punched, they were coerced to taking drugs and to performing sex acts. So this is only the beginning.
Even fans who once supported Diddy have started questioning him. And honestly, Ava's video did not come across to many people as a comedy skit. The young girl appeared serious throughout. If it was only meant as a joke, then why was she calling herself Ava Combs? What made the situation even more suspicious for some was that when TMZ asked about the video, Diddy's team did not deny it. Instead, they reportedly described it as comedy, a joke, and something harmless. But many people questioned why anyone would joke about adopting a child. They also wondered why the video portrayed Ava as being picked up off the street and brought home to spend time with his children. To many viewers, that did not seem humorous. Some also pointed out that Ava appeared hesitant in the video when asked her name. She initially said Ava Holmes before correcting herself to Barron, leading some people to speculate that she seemed unsure about what she was supposed to say. As a result, critics accused Diddy of using Ava as a prop without people realizing it at the time. Then attention returned to Cassie's lawsuit, which she filed in 2023 before it was settled for a reported $20 million. At first, many believed she simply wanted to move on, but after her more recent testimony, some viewed that settlement differently. During her federal testimony this year, Cassie alleged that she had come close to taking her own life because Diddy had threatened her with recordings that she claimed showed him pressuring her into uncomfortable group encounters with strangers.
We'll repeat that she said on the stand, at one point she said that a male escort had urinated in her mouth and she actually choked on it. And it was at that point someone in the courtroom actually had to walk out of the door there while, Diddy sat at the defense table listening on here. But as she was describing these events where she said that, there were multiple male escorts that were happening at one time, these freak-offs would happen for 2, 3, the longest 4 days at a time. And control is the word we need to talk about. That is what prosecutors really laid out. And you heard Cassie describe how every action during these freak-offs, which were between her and male escorts, not necessarily between her and her boyfriend, Sean Diddy Combs, he sat off to the side really directing things according to her and masturbating along with what he wanted to see. But he was in control, she said, of exactly how they did everything, from the platform shoes that she needed to wear, the clothes that she needed to wear occasionally, masks, wigs, whether or not the male escort could ejaculate, where he could ejaculate. Everything she said was controlled by him. And mind you, Brian, his children, 6 children, are in the courtroom at this point listening to all of this. And the jury was picked knowing that they needed a certain level of comfort to hear these types of descriptions. It was very emotional and really tough to hear, Brian.
This was not simply a relationship that went wrong. According to the allegations, it reflected a pattern of deliberate abuse. When people view the Ava situation through that same lens, they begin asking whether Diddy was trying to improve his public image or distract attention by presenting himself as a caring father. Right now, many believe every move appears carefully calculated. Then the trial reached another intense moment. Prosecutors presented security footage from the Intercontinental Hotel in 2016 involving Diddy and Cassie, and they argued that it showed far more than a simple altercation. The court also heard another allegation claiming that after the incident, Diddy attempted to force his way into Cassie's residence with a hammer. According to the prosecution's narrative, the case is not only about anger but also about alleged control, obsession, and intimidation. The same type of influence that some believe extended to Ava's public image, the alleged recordings, and the people around him.
Exclusive surveillance video obtained by CNN appears to show the music mogul assaulting his then girlfriend Cassie Ventura at a hotel in 2016. In the video, Combs can be seen striking and kicking Ventura as she tried to leave. I have the video right in front of me. We can't show it to you. We can't show it to you. But I'm watching this with the sound off as we speak. She's walking down the hallway in a hoodie, y'all, clearly trying to sneak out of the hotel room. We see him come sprinting down the hallway in just a towel. That's it. He goes up to her. He snatches her by the neck, yanks her to the ground. She lays there still, okay? I'm looking at the video. I'm looking at the video while I'm talking to you. He snatches her by the neck, unless this is some lookalike, unless it's some clone, unless this is somebody that's like from Mission Impossible, like Tom Cruise wearing somebody else's face, looking exactly like them when it ain't them at all. Unless there's something along those lines. This is what we're looking at here. And you see the stills right there in the screen, and I get that. But I'm telling you right now, I'm watching this as we speak. And I've seen this video now because I want to make sure I know what I'm looking at. This is about the 10th time that I looked at it. He runs down, he snatches her by the neck, he yanks her to the ground, she lays still, then he launches a kick towards her like he's kicking a damn field goal, picks up the vase or whatever she had with her, kicks her again, hits her, she lays still, and then after that, he grabs her and drags her down the hallway.
Cassie told the court that Diddy allegedly kept her silent through control and intimidation. Now consider that same type of influence around a young girl like Ava Barron. If, according to Cassie's testimony, he was able to exercise that level of control over an adult woman with her own career and public platform, people have questioned what position a young girl would have been in. At this stage, the case has moved far beyond an ordinary celebrity controversy. Federal authorities searched Diddy's properties in Los Angeles and Miami, seizing electronic devices, surveillance footage, burner phones, and hard drives. Reports have also mentioned confidential informants, extensive communications evidence, and the possibility of well-known figures being called as witnesses. As more information continues to emerge, prosecutors argue that the allegations extend beyond individual relationships. Some have questioned whether Ava Barron was simply caught up in the situation, or whether she may have possessed information relevant to the investigation. Authorities have reportedly examined people connected to Diddy, including employees, security personnel, former associates, and alleged victims. Attention has also returned to photographs Ava reportedly shared with Diddy's daughters, Delilah and Jessie, showing matching pajamas, holiday gatherings, and birthday celebrations. Observers have claimed that Ava often appeared closely connected to the family, while Diddy publicly referred to her as adopted, encouraged her to call him Papa, and presented her as someone who had grown up alongside the twins. Behind the scenes, some speculation has suggested that Ava may not have been the only young person in Diddy's circle. For years, rumors have circulated about aspiring artists, interns, influencers, and other young people seeking opportunities through him. There have also been unverified claims involving mentorship, financial support for families, and Diddy presenting himself as a father figure. If Ava was part of that environment, some believe it could explain why her family later chose to distance themselves.
You understand? It's going to come to the forefront. Now, what they're looking for took out of there.
Cassie's testimony opened the door to even more questions. Now many people are waiting to see what else may come to light. The story is far from over. The trial is still unfolding, and new information continues to surface as the proceedings move forward. Many are watching closely to see whether the allegations surrounding Diddy will ultimately bring down the empire he built. Some believe Ava Barron could hold important answers about what Diddy may have been trying to keep hidden. If she ever decides to speak publicly, many think it could change the entire conversation. Until then, people continue following the case, asking questions, and searching for answers. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button, and subscribe so you don't miss the next update.